Buenas tardes y bienvenidos a todos. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Welcome to a community that is dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shearer and I am the Spiritual Director and Founding Minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. And today is Saturday, August 8th. We are continuing with our annual theme, which is 2020, a spiritual vision. And the topic for this month of August is inclusion in action. This week, our topic is, who are we? Been quite a week. So let's get started. We will open up, as we always do, with a spiritual practice called Affirmative Prayer, also known as Spiritual Mind Treatment. This is a powerful tool and a practical tool that shifts our consciousness so that we are open and available to receive all the good that is already present in our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention, and we will be reading from the Creative Thought magazine. Today I'll be reading from August 10th, and I'll just remind you that spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to close your eyes and to take these words as your own, if you so choose. I am a purveyor of peace. The presence and power of God, omnipotent good, is the originator and sustainer of my very being. Today, I stand in this truth, secure in the knowledge that the world in which I live is a world of good, created out of God's ineffable love. Every person I meet reflects this love and radiates its unconditional acceptance of the infinite variety and exquisite beauty with which all beings are endowed. Perfect harmony is my life's work, and it governs my every interaction. I exude an aura of peace. I am a spiritual magnet, attracting only that which blesses, prospers, and uplifts all. Because I am rooted deeply in divine principle, I am unswayed by the storms of human error. At the center of any apparent disturbance is the I am that is perfectly at peace, thinking and speaking words of love and harmony. From where I stand in truth, I behold the mighty influx of a deeper understanding of life's glorious purpose. And I renew my intention to play my part as a purveyor of peace in the divine plan for a world that works for all. Grateful for this divine assignment, I release my word to the law of mind and celebrate its perfect fulfillment right here and right now. And so it is. And that treatment was provided by Reverend John Scott from Kingston, Jamaica. So let's review our purpose, vision, and mission statements. There we go. Technology was a little bit asleep this morning, I think. So let's just quickly switch to our purpose. And that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. This is supported by our vision, which is to educate and support each other so we can create the life we desire that works for us right now. And our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. So at this time, I would also like to welcome everyone from wherever you are showing up from, whether you are watching this live here on Zoom, or if you're watching it at a later time or day via Facebook page, our website, or YouTube. Know that you are welcome and you are valued. Each of you that comes to our center, whether it be in person or through this modern technology, we see you, we feel you, we hear you, we honor you, and we welcome you. So thank you for stopping in today. So here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta, we teach a philosophy called the Science of Mind. It's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom. And we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth, such as the opening treatment that we did. So again, we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. Each week we offer a service with an inspirational message, and normally this is held in a restaurant in downtown Puerto Vallarta. But since we are still in the phase of stay at home in the safety and comfort of your home, and while we still need to maintain wearing a face mask while we go out in public, it's a little bit challenging to do these talks if you can't see my mouth or clearly hear my words. So we'll stay here in the comfort of my home and look forward to seeing you again, hopefully in the near future, back at our downtown restaurant, supporting our local mom and pop style traditional restaurant, where we can have time for a deeper discussion afterwards and, of course, to enjoy some home style Mexican cooking. So more information on our reintegration into the new normal of going out and having our services in a public venue. All of that will be posted as there are updates on both our website and on our Facebook page. So if you have any questions or comments, you can post them here or our website, or send me an email through the website, and I will be sure to respond. So there is a value in getting clear with our identities, both individual and collective, and what we bring to the table, so to speak. So standing in our power and celebrating the identities of others is a gift, celebrating that diversity. And it also helps us to foster inclusion. So I'd like to share with you this opening quote from Pat Pullela Graham, who's the managing partner and founder of Cheer Gardens. This is what she says. Creating a culture of inclusion starts with creating a culture of awareness. I liken a self-awareness strategy to having a full-length mirror. Keep checking yourself in that mirror, because the success of inclusion depends on the authenticity of your leadership. So this month, like I had mentioned, we are focusing on inclusion in action. The first week we discussed let's get together and feel all right. And this week we are looking at who we are. We are emanations of the divine. We are the light. We are the ones that we have been looking for. Each of us is unique and yet at the same time unified through various experiences, identities, and the mere fact that we are alive. When we are clear about who we are, about our various gifts and talents, experiences, and our personal identities, we can show up more fully and allow others to fully show up as who they are, that emanation of God. We know God more deeply and reveal an experience of inclusion in our lives and in our communities when we have a good self-awareness and the awareness of others. So this past week, I had the opportunity to attend a virtual convention, the Convention of the Americas, which is put on by the Centers for Spiritual Living Greater Community. And it's annually held in Lake Chapala, Mexico, not too far from here in Puerto Vallarta. But this year it was different, but a wonderful experience, being in community while being at home in front of the computer. And we had so many wonderful speakers and workshops, and I took copious amounts of notes and had many takeaways. But what I found the most valuable was that no matter where we were physically, we were all connected in community. It was a full 3 days of connection. Yet I still found time to connect with my son and my daughter, some of my local friends, and I even joined a birthday celebration via Zoom. So there were so many different ways to acknowledge the awareness of community and of self. So let's look a little deeper at this with 3 key points. We are a multitude, seeing ourselves more clearly, and awareness as a tool. So firstly, we are a multitude. Each person contains a myriad of identities. We can be a mother, father, son, daughter, sister, brother, business owner, employee, neighbor, friend. The list goes on. And it's challenging to pin down or capture completely who we are by just one of those identifiers. And our identities can change. We can transform who we are, and we can have millions of experiences of who we are over the course of our lifespan. Sometimes we are conditioned to acknowledge pieces of our identity more prominently than other aspects. Just by being in different circumstances, being in a different state of mind. Sometimes it's because we're faced with a serious threat due to others' biases in relationships to parts of who we are. And sometimes we can repress parts of who we are. Our relationship with our emotions, our history, our cultural identity, or our gender identity. our journey with mental health, even, and in so many other ways. So it's valuable to look at these things and begin to integrate and celebrate all that we are. We can be gentle with ourselves when discovering what parts of ourselves that we may have been repressing, and also begin to claim and heal our unique journeys and identities. It's powerful to claim our identities and our gifts and talents. And we are all beloved and a blessing to this world. So it's part of the healing process to reclaim who we are and to acknowledge our talents and gifts that may have been suppressed or hidden for a period of time. Howard Thurman says this: "There is something in every one of you that waits and listens for the sound of the genuine in yourself. It is the only true guide you will ever have. And if you cannot hear it, you will all of your life spend your days on the ends of the strings that somebody else holds." So yes, it's important to be ourselves, to be who we are, and not who we think somebody else thinks we are. So seeing ourselves more clearly. When we see ourselves more clearly and can celebrate who we are, it often becomes easier. And with the help of trusted friends and colleagues and family and spiritual community members, we can begin to see where we have picked up on some of those subconscious biases along the way. We, as humans, of how our brain works, tend to categorize people and experiences. And when we pair that with the systems around us that promote and have historically promoted inequity and cultures of supremacy, we adopt some biases that do not serve us well in both loving ourselves and others in a fully realized way. Our biases are sometimes apparent to us, but more often they're hidden from us. They are what we call the subconscious biases. When we begin to ask ourselves the right questions about what we believe and assume about others and where those beliefs might have come from, we're taking an important step towards healing our subconscious bias. I love this quote from Thomas Merton. "The beginning of love is the will to let those we love be perfectly themselves, the resolution not to twist them to fit our own image. If in loving them we do not love what they are, but only their potential likeness to ourselves, then we do not love them. We only love the reflection of ourselves we find in them." So this brings us to our third point, which is awareness as a tool. Self-awareness is an extraordinary tool in putting inclusion into action, because when we become self-aware, there is a much greater opportunity for healing, for hearing our genuine truth, for claiming our beauty and power, and for becoming aware of our subconscious biases so that we might understand how they play into our beliefs and our behavior. Healing can't happen without an honest inquiry into the self. When we are willing to do this, it's an important step in building a practice of being aware of others and ultimately loving people well for exactly who they are. So ask these questions often. Who am I? And how do I want to show up in the world? Who do I want to show up in this world as? Ernest Holmes says this: you are more than you appear to be. Life is greater than you have ever known it. The best is yet to come. That actually is my favorite quote. I use it on the bottom of all of my email, underneath my signature. The best is yet to come. It breathes in a greater opportunity for personal growth and for a higher awareness of all of those around us, knowing the best is yet to come. We are who we are and so much more. So let your light shine. So in closing, let's explore bravely our identities in all their complexity and splendor. Let's look at what is asking for some healing in our lives. Let's kindly and boldly explore our subconscious biases. The work of coming to know and to love the self, and the work of being able to actually see other people and love them for who they are is divine work. It is the work of seeing, knowing, and loving God more deeply. It is the act of being awake to the truth that the soul of the universe is our soul too. So I'll leave you today with our affirmation. I stand proud of who I am. I adore myself and give myself love freely. I bravely heal my bias and embrace life, embrace and live out love with all human beings and all of life. I apologize for that little typing error in my screen share. So now is our time of mindful giving and financial support of our spiritual home. And I hope that you continue to explore each of these talks each week so that you can explore yourself and who you are and find some connection and some healing and some growth to make this a world that truly works for everyone. So here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta, we rely on your support to continue having these weekly talks and to continue having our community gatherings each week once we are back into circulation, so to speak. So know that we bless the financial gifts that you give today and every day. Every donation is greatly appreciated, whether it's $5 or $500. or even just the cost of a cup of coffee. So I'm going to share with you our website, which is www.cslpv.org. And if you go to our main landing page, you will see a big donate here button that will connect you to PayPal for your donations. So as you prepare to go to that site, I would like to ask you to join me in our Operatory Affirmations. So if you'd like to repeat after me, I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. Together we say, I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart, from the deepest part of my soul, for joining here today and for your gifts that you offer back to us, knowing that the law of circulation is always in effect. So know that you are loved. I honor you. I bless you.